Welcome to this video about the 18th edition exam. In this video, we will give you some very useful help and tips on answering the exam questions. We will also create a playlist for these help videos, and we will leave the link in the description to this and future videos in this 18th edition exam help series. And we have left a link to the playlist for our previous 18th edition series in the description also. First of all, the 18th edition exam is not about what you can remember. It is based on your understanding of how to use the wiring regulations. In other words, can you find the answer in the book? These practice questions are based around that concept. How do you find the answer quickly when you only have 2 minutes for each question? And what are the keywords that you should look for? What is really going to help you? This series of question help and tips is not intended to replace a classroom course about understanding each of the regulations. It is a supplement, something extra to help you to pass the exam. You will notice that I do have some favourite places to begin my search when answering each question. I suggest that you follow the same method as I do. It works, and many have passed with high marks by following this method. These favourite places are the main contents on page 3, the index at the back of the book from page 525 onwards, the table of figures on page 518, and the table of tables on page 522. Each of these help and tips videos will follow a similar pattern. One question from each part of the wiring regulations, that is, 7 parts plus the appendices. Read the question and pause the video. When you are ready, the next 3 slides will guide you through the keywords and the method. Pause the video to make sure you understand. Questions 9 and 10 will be 2 unaided questions for you to attempt yourself. The answers to these 2 questions will be in the summary towards the end of the video. Each help and tips video will feature a variety of simple practice questions and harder ones, as you would expect in any exam. Let's begin, and to make it easy, this question is from part 1 of the Wiring Regulations book. The first question asks, there is a fundamental requirement that good workmanship shall be used in the erection of electrical equipment. This requirement will be found in which regulation? And shown are the 4 possible answers A, B, C or D. Take a moment to pause the video and understand just what is being asked. Have a go at answering if you wish, and then proceed to the next slide where we start to break down the question. To begin, pick out the keywords. What information is the question telling you? What is going to help you to find the answer? Here, fundamental is a standout word, and so is good workmanship. These 2 words are going to guide us to the answer. The answer is one of the regulations listed. For this type of question, just go to each regulation in turn and see if the words fundamental and good workmanship appear. And sure enough, in regulation 134.1.1 are the keywords that we need. In the actual exam, stop at this point. There is no need to check the other answers. You will just be wasting time. Tick answer A and move on to the next exam question. And so to question 2. This time the answer will be in part 2, but in future sessions I won't always tell you the part number. This question asks, the time that elapses between the failure of the normal power supply and the ability of the auxiliary power supply to energize the equipment is defined as the what? 4 possible answers are shown. Again, pause the video and understand the question. Then move on to our question breakdown and method. The key word here is the word defined. It is telling you that the answer is in part 2, definitions. Let's go to definitions. Checking on page 3, main contents, we can see that part 2 definitions begins on page 24. All that you need to do now is to take each of the possible answers one at a time and compare them to the actual wording in the definitions section. Find response time on page 36. Is the wording in the book almost or exactly the same as the question? In this case it is, so stop at that point. Your answer is choice A, response time. Don't analyse the answer once you've found it, don't check the others, just move on. Question 3, and this time on part 3 of the regulations. Here is the question. Which of the following characteristics needs to be assessed for the continuity of service? Pause the video and think about this, then move on to the next slide for the breakdown. The keywords here are assessed and continuity of service. Go to the main contents on page 3, and this is my go-to page. You can start almost every search from this page, so use it. There is an entry near the top of page 3, Assessment of General Characteristics, and 6 lines below, Chapter 36, Continuity of Service, page 52. This matches our keywords. On page 52, there is a section in big bold letters, Continuity of Service, followed by a list of 5 items. Only one of our possible answers, A, B, C or D, is on that list. Is location of emergency lighting points there? No. So move on to the next possible answer. Is the number of circuits on the list? Yes, it is. Stop. That's your answer. Answer B, the number of circuits. And so to question number 4. In the exam proper, this part of the book, part 4, makes up about 25% of the questions. It's a very heavily loaded section. You need to be good at answering questions from this part of the regulations. Here is the question. Where there is a danger of fire due to the nature of stored materials, a 250 watt spotlight should be installed at what minimum distance from the combustible material? Pause the video. Can you pick out the keywords before moving on to see my selection? The keywords here are danger of fire, nature of stored materials, minimum distance, and combustible material. Danger of fire should tell us that it is to do with safety. So let's visit our go-to page, the main contents, on page 3. Find part 4, Protection for Safety, and below that is chapter 42, page 79. It is called Protection Against Thermal Effects. Isn't that the same as danger of fire? Go to page 79 now. At the top of page 79 is another more detailed contents just for this section. 6 lines down we will find an entry 422.3 locations with risk of fire, and then it says nature of stored materials. On page 82 we will find regulation 422.3.1 number 2, and there is our answer as plain as anything. Answer B, 0.8 metres. And so to question 5, another massive section for questions, 25% again in the exam, and that is about 15 questions just on part 5. Which of the following would not be a suitable selection for use as an earth electrode? Pause and try to pick out the key words yourself. It's all good practice for the exam. The key words here are selection and earth electrode. They will appear somewhere in the answer. Go back to page 3, main contents. Look at part 5, and there is one of our keywords, selection and erection of equipment. And then, chapter 54, earthing arrangements, page 193. And on page 193, we find another contents list. It tells us to go to regulation 542.2, earth electrodes. We are getting closer now. We are following the key words. On page 195, we find 542.2.6 that specifically tells us not to use metallic gas pipes or water pipes belonging to a utility supply company. And there is our answer, answer C, an incoming gas or water supply. And now question 6. This is about part 6, the testing section of the regulations. This section will not ask how you do the actual testing, it simply asks about the testing requirements. What would be the correct sequence for the 4 tests numbered 1 to 4 below during an initial verification? And the 4 tests are 1. Polarity, 2. Functional tests, 3. Insulation resistance, and 4. Continuity of conductors. We just need to put them into the correct order according to the regulations book, and then find that order amongst the possible answers A, B, C or D. Page 3, the main contents page, tells us that testing is part 6, and it shows that chapter 64 is about initial verification, beginning on page 230. But me personally, I would go back one page to page 228, where a full list of tests in the correct sequence is shown. Try to remember this one. The list on page 228 shows that continuity of conductors comes first. This is test number 4 on the question, and so the answer A, B, C or D must begin with a 4. There is only one answer beginning with a 4. Check that the other numbers after the 4 will fall into the required sequence, and you have your answer. The answer is D, sequence 4, 3, 1, 2. Take your time with questions like this and work methodically. Question 7 is about special locations. The question asks, in a marina, items of equipment installed on or above a jetty or pier that are likely to encounter waves of water shall have a degree of protection of at least what? Here are your key words, and you should know that a marina is a special location. Find special locations on page 3, then marinas, which is section 709, and then go to page 270. A degree of protection means protection from external influences, and regulation 709.512.2 is external influences. And within that regulation is 709.512.2.1.1, presence of water, and waves are water. So item 3 is your answer, water waves AD6, sometimes called IPX6. And our answer must be C, protection against water waves is AD6. Question 8 is from the appendices. The permitted voltage drop limit that is allowed for a lighting installation supplied from a public low voltage supply is, and you have 4 possible answers. Again, pause the video and understand the question. Pick out your key words or key phrases, and there are 3 of them. The key words are as shown. The main contents page will not really help with this one. We need to go to the index. So go to the index at the back of the book and find voltage, then drop, then limits on page 556. There are 2 routes to choose from here. It says either regulation 525 or appendix 4 section 6.4. Regulation 525.202 on page 145 also tells us to go to appendix 4 section 6.4 on page 383, so we end up there anyway. On page 383, look at table 4AB and find public low voltage system on the left. Find lighting along the top, and where the 2 cross is our answer, 3%. The answer we should choose is A, 3%. Question 9 is for you to attempt unaided. Use the same methods as we have just been using. Where there is a danger of fire due to the nature of stored materials, a 75-watt spotlight should be installed at what minimum distance from the combustible material? Pause the video, pick out your keywords and follow a logical method to find the answer. Answers later. And finally, question 10. A current passing through the body of a person or livestock, such as to cause electric shock and having characteristics likely to cause dangerous effects, is defined as, and you have 4 choices. Again, pause the video. Consider what you know. Choose the key word that will take you to the correct part of the regulations and follow this through. Remember, in this question, you're looking for exact word matches. And there we are. Only 10 questions in this video. Pay attention to the method used. It is not about memorizing every regulation. Every question will have enough information for you to find the answer. Look for the key words in each question. They are there. Practice will help. And remember to use the contents page. It really is your best friend. Work logically, work methodically, don't guess. And the answers to question 9 and 10 are here at the bottom of the page. We hope that you've enjoyed these little exercises, and we will make them progressively more demanding over this short course, and good luck to you all. Thank you for watching this video. It is very much appreciated. Please subscribe to our channel to get access to all of our videos, and remember to click on notify to be sure of not missing our next video. Here are some tips on getting even more information and help out of learnelectrics.com. At your web browser, enter learnelectrics.com into the search bar. Select learnelectrics.com from the choices offered, and the website, as shown, will open up for you. You now have a couple of choices. You can search for a help item or any video by entering a keyword into the search bar on the right. Click on Return, and all the help files and videos with that word in the title will be listed for you. They will be shown with a short description, and each video listed will have a link that will take you directly to that exact YouTube video. Or you can browse through a list of all the available items and videos. To do this, click on the LE logo on the top left of the home page, and all of our items and videos will be shown. There will be 10 items shown on each page, and at the bottom of each page is a page selector. Page 2, page 3, and so on. That will bring up the next 10 items or videos in the list. And don't forget that you can also type in Learn Electrics, all one word, into the YouTube search bar to go directly to our channel at any time from any computer. We are constantly adding new videos to our channel. Don't miss the next one. Once again, thanks for watching, and we hope to see you again very soon.